Hey, what's good, everybody? I'm back with another reaction for y'all. This time we got Jake Paul versus Nate Diaz press conference. Let's see what they talking about. Sorry to interrupt, but I have a really quick announcement for you guys. On Saturday, July 29th, for WCFL 35, my brother Antonio will be fighting his 4th MMA fight. So stay tuned for that. I'll give you more details if you want to watch on the pay-per-view. If anyone in the area wants to actually come to the fight to meet us in person and to watch him fight in person, feel free to do so. Just hit me up on Instagram and I'll give you the ticket details. And look forward to some really good content I have for you guys coming up for his fight. Thank you all so much for the support. We really appreciate it.
The co-main event was just announced last week, and how about this? It's one of the greatest female boxers of all time, the real deal, Amanda Serrano, defending her undisputed featherweight titles against the woman that she beat back in 2019, the New York legend herself.
Amanda Serrano should be the main event.
That will be the co-main event. Plenty more fights to be announced, so stay tuned.
She won that money.
My plan in fighting is always to fight the biggest name and the best fighters there are. I've been trying to get out of the UFC for a long time because I knew what I was worth, what fighters are worth, and what I should do. And it was a long road, but when I was on the way out, he was doing the biggest and the best things outside for fighting and in fighting, and I was glad I had a worthy opponent to make an attack on as soon as I got out.
So you heard it from Nate Diaz right there. He probably felt like he wasn't getting paid enough. He said, I know what my value is and what other fighters' values are. So in his eyes, he probably wasn't getting paid enough. So that's why he took this fight. He just said it. He said it without outright saying it, but he took this fight for the money.
Correct me if I'm wrong. It did seem initially like your heart was set on running it back with Tommy. Can you explain why you pivoted and went after Nathan Diaz instead?
Yeah, no, Nate Diaz was always the plan after Tommy. That was what I said even in the build-up to Tommy. I was like, it's Nate Diaz after Tommy Fury. So that was always the plan. You know, this is a big fight. This is a fight that I've wanted for a long time. He got out of his UFC contract, and this is probably the biggest fight of the year, only topping me versus Tommy. So I want to make big events, big fights happen, and strike while the iron's hot. He was a free agent. Let's run it, make it happen, settle the shit talk, and I'm ready for war. I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having me out, Dallas. I love y'all, and I'm going to do what Conor McGregor couldn't do, and I'm going to knock this man out.
Do you feel,
Of course, he's got to throw some Conor McGregor shade in there.
February, like there is more pressure on your shoulders to prove to everyone that you belong here, that you can have a successful boxing career, and that you can beat someone of his caliber?
100%. You know, I'm filled with vengeance, ambition, hunger, drive more than ever before. I have a lot to prove, 2 chips on each shoulder, and it's do or die for me. Truly, this fight is do or die. I have to leave it all on the line, and I think that's the same for Nate Diaz. You know, he's leaving the UFC on a win. He wants to come into this game, make a bunch of money, knock out the YouTuber kid, then go back and you know, finish his legacy off. And that's why this is such an amazing fight. But I just lost, and if he beats me, then where does that leave me? So it's 2 people who can't lose, who don't want to lose, who never back down, who keep on fighting, and that's why this is war, and I'm ready for war.
And by the way, when you say do or die, do you mean if you lose this fight, you're done?
In my mind, that's how I'm treating it. In my mind, that's how I'm treating it. This is the only thing I'm focused on, and I'm filled with that hunger, and I have more conviction now than ever of what I'm going to do in this sport. And when you're doing a lot of fights back to back to back, I'm knocking everyone out, putting them on their ass, making tens of millions of dollars, you can lose that hunger, and that loss reinstilled that in me. And I'm excited to come back. I said, don't judge me by my wins, judge me by my losses. So I'm going to come back, and I've been working in silence. I promise you that. I promise you that. I promise you I know what I'm capable, and this is going to be the best version of Jake Paul that you're ever going to see in the ring.
Man, Ariel Helwani asking some really good questions here. Some really good questions that I feel like the audience and everyone has been wanting to ask and wanting to know the answers to. Jake said this is do or die. He didn't give a definite answer whether if he loses, this is it or not. So I think if he loses, he'll fight again. He'll probably make his way over to PFL because, you know, that'll be the next big thing that he could do, be the first influencer MMA fighter. So that could be next for him. He doesn't have to be completely done with the fight game. But he is right. Both of these guys can't afford to lose. If Jake loses, his reputation's ruined. His boxing reputation. Where does he go from there if he loses to Nate Diaz? He can't go back to that Tommy Fury fight. That ship has sailed. He can't call out KSI. KSI's not going to take that fight. Where does he go from there if he loses? And even if he should win, I still don't know where he goes from here. Does he shoot for KSI? But I don't even think that fight's going to happen. So where does he go from here? Who does he call out next if he wins? And I also don't like how he kind of made an excuse for losing to Tommy Fury. He said, you know, making tens of millions of dollars, it could be hard to be motivated, but your motivation was in front of your face. You were fighting a legitimate boxer, a ranked boxer. The motivation was there. So I don't like that excuse for losing. At the end of the day, Tommy Fury was the better man that day. And I think he should have just left it at that. I don't know why he felt the need to make this excuse now. He could have just said Tommy was the better man that day and I'm moving on. That's as simple as that. So I don't like how he's making a little bit of an excuse for that loss, but it's not that big of a deal. We'll see how he looks. He looked terrible in that Tommy Fury fight, so we'll see how he looks in this fight.
Yeah, I didn't like the build up to his last fight with Tommy Fury because they were stereotyped. Well, I was taking offense because I was being stereotyped as an MMA fighter. Tommy Fury, I think, was saying like they're MMA fighters who he's fighting. I'm like, first of all, these guys are saying how I was offended because he was saying how the other MMA fighters are not boxers, but Anderson Silva would whip Tommy Fury's ass. So, so that was kind of stupid. But I don't like being stereotyped as an MMA fighter. I always like the art, each art. I'm a black belt in jiu-jitsu, and I would have been a pro boxer when I was 18 years old, but a cage fight came up first, so I was stuck in a cage my whole career. And there were times when I got locked out in contract right away by the UFC, so I was already locked down from the beginning. I wanted to get out and do boxing, but it was contract after contract, and shit just kept chain reaction the whole time. I was just locked in longer and longer. So I've been going to boxing gyms since I'm 15 years old, sparring pro boxers, and I don't think I've ever got my ass whipped at a gym, in a boxing gym, and not came back and been the last guy to win the rounds. So I've always wanted to box, and like I said, I feel like I was a pro boxer the whole time. Every fight I fight in MMA, I was training just like any boxer trained for a boxing match, sparring pros, hitting mitts, running, and doing all the boxing workouts, and more sparring than probably anybody. And that was just a part of the time. The rest of the time, I had to do all the other shit. So yeah, I'm glad I get to come here and showcase my skills in boxing.
I knew this fight was going to be interesting the second I saw it because Nate Diaz and his brother Nick, they're no slouch when it comes to boxing. They take boxing very seriously, and you could see it in their training. If you watch any of their training footage, look at Nick Diaz when he fought Robbie Lawler this last fight. Yeah, the only thing holding them back is their punching power. They don't have very much power, but look at when Nick fought Robbie Lawler. Look at the boxing. Look at the technique. Look at the combinations. They have skills. They definitely have some boxing skills. I mean, it'll be interesting to see them in an actual ring, but you can tell they definitely have some boxing skills that they're not new to this game. They're not new to it at all. And they have a pretty good boxing coach that has been with them for a very long time. So it'll be very interesting to see how Nate Diaz looks in there with boxing gloves on and see if his footwork and if his technique matches up to what I've seen in training.
Yeah, I mean, Nate's classically trained in boxing, like he just said. He's been in the gym since he was 15 years old, sparring guys like Andre Ward, Regis Progress. So he's a classically trained boxer. That's what he's known for in, the UFC. So
that's not true.
I want to throw big events, yes. But at the same time, I'm taking on fights to challenge myself and doing things that people with the number of fights that I have aren't doing, you know, which is taking on hard opponents. You know, I'm not just taking on these guys who are journeymen who have, you know, these terrible records. And I'm going to fight the biggest names in the sport and the best competition, and I'm just getting started.
See, what Jake said there wasn't entirely true. Nate Diaz was definitely not known for his boxing and MMA. He was known for his jiu-jitsu. Nate Diaz has always been known for his slick jiu-jitsu. The only thing that the Diaz brothers are known for outside of jiu-jitsu is that you're going to get a fight and you're going to see blood, you're going to see violence. When they fight, they come to fight. Yeah, they're really good at jiu-jitsu, but they're not afraid to stand up and bang with you. They weren't known for their boxing. They weren't known for their stand-up. They were known for their jiu-jitsu. This is where you can see Jake is clearly trying to sell the fight a little bit more. He's trying to make Nate Diaz seem like a lot better of a boxer than what he might actually be, so that it won't look as bad if he were to lose to him, and it will look astonishingly better if he were to beat him. This is where you see that smart type of promoting from Jake Paul, because either way, it looks a little bit better. Whether he wins or loses, it looks a little bit better on him from promoting Nate Diaz in this type of light.
Do you take it as disrespect when you hear other media in here questioning whether you could be in the same ring as with a Jake Paul when you've been doing this for years?
Yeah, I'm the best fighter to ever fight in the UFC. I've been on all levels. I've been fought
Your record
everybody.
doesn't agree with that.
And
You're like 32 and 15 in the UFC.
yeah, brother. But what's up? It's the same decision losses like you just lost. Did that guy really win?
You got 15 losses.
Most of those fights.
You got 15 losses.
Yeah, but who did I fight? Top 10. I've been fighting the top 10 guys the whole time. I probably fought 5 guys in my whole career that weren't top 10, and I wasn't top 10 there either. So I've been fighting the best guys. Do I deserve to be in? Which is what he's asking. Do I think like? Come on, man. What the fuck you talking about? I'm about to fight fucking. What happened? Conor McGregor fought fucking Floyd Mayweather. How many rounds he fight him?
They won 10.
Yeah, hella rounds. I fucking knocked his ass out in 7 minutes. Knocked him out. He got choked because he was not trying to get hit no more, and he was smart, and he took the way out. That's the way to get out. He didn't take the way he had to, you know what I'm saying? So, isn't that the GOAT of the sport? 7 minutes.
By the way, did you want this to be a longer fight, considering that?
I don't know where all the fucking people are at. Where's the other? I thought we wouldn't have no normal people.
What do you mean?
He wants a crowd in there,
I'm not good enough.
like the UFC.
Thanks.
You're great.
Who you?
But
who
like,
talking
where's
about?
all the? We should have 100 normal people in here.
Oh, you mean the
I mean,
fans?
yeah, this is a sketch ass press conference. Fucking rookie ass press conference. Next time, let the whole place in this place will be full.
You know you're the one putting on the event.
Yeah,
though.
I do know, but you know, I thought maybe you would have it together by now. You find the big shows.
So you're mad at your team?
No. Next time, motherfuckers. Feel this motherfucker.
The press conference will be over.
I love the little back and forth we got here. I love Jake coming at Nate a little bit. We like that. And then Nate, funny as always, just being himself. Yeah, he's used to the UFC press conferences where they're packed, loud, everybody going crazy. He can feed off the crowd a little bit, hype them up, get hyped up from them, get some energy from them. And then now he's just like, man, this is some sketch ass, weird ass press conference when no one's here. There's no noise. You can hear the fucking mics echo in the arena. That was a good little back and forth there.
And I don't know who you are to say that I'm not a future Hall of Fame boxer.
What's your resume look like?
See, I've done more for the sport than any boxers in current history. What has Floyd Mayweather done for women's boxing? The list goes on. I've changed the whole entire game, brought a new 70 million followers to the sport. I've put on bigger pay-per-views than some of these Hall of Fame guys. Ryan Garcia, Gervonta Tank Davis, 800,000 pay-per-view buys. Me versus Tommy, 830,000. So you want to talk about Hall of Famers? You want to talk about resume?
I think Ryan and Tank did more than that.
I just got started in this game. This is my 8th fight. And I'm fighting Nate Diaz, one of the biggest MMA fighters in history. So, yeah, that's my resume.
Final question then, do you end the fight with the KO? And when will you fight a champion that's already established in boxing?
Soon enough, brother. Pay attention. Tune in. Thank you for coming today.
So we see a little back and forth there from a reporter and from Jake now. I don't think Jake is fighting, and I don't think Jake is ever going to fight an actual, world champion level boxer. He's not going to. I mean, he's he has some skills, but he's not going to get on that level. His conditioning isn't good enough. Those guys at that level, at that weight class, they're too good, unfortunately. Like I'm sorry to say that, but it's just facts. It's just the truth. And it would probably take Jake another 10 years before he made his way up to that level, in my opinion. I know he said before that there was like some little mistakes, but in that Tommy Fury fight, he wasn't making little mistakes. He was making huge mistakes. If I'm being honest, I mean, who knows? I mean, Jake still has, he's still fairly young. He still has a good time in this game. I don't think he'll be, a Hall of Famer in boxing. Yeah, he'll be remembered for what he has contributed, but, I think that's a little disservice and a little bit disrespectful towards the people that have paved the way and the people who are real boxing Hall of Famers. And I think the reporter was right. Like, look at Jake's resume. You know what I mean? Like, who cares what you've done for women's boxing? Like, you could do whatever you want to promote women's boxing and all this other stuff, bring a bunch of fans. But if you're fighting no one of value, how can you be in the boxing Hall of Fame? How can you be a Hall of Famer for boxing when you haven't fought anybody, and the only kind of notable person that you have fought, you lost to? So I don't agree with Jake there. I can see where he's coming from because, yeah, he did help women's boxing a lot, promoting Amanda Serrano. He's done a really good job, but doing things like that doesn't get you in the Boxing Hall of Fame. Being an amazing, generational, talented boxer is what gets you in the Boxing Hall of Fame.
Nate, I'm actually a boxer myself, and I've been trying to get into this undercard. I'm just wondering if you think I could fight your brother, Nick. If he's anything like you, I think I'd beat his fucking ass.
What the fuck?
Not very respectful. From,
Brother, where you just gonna walk around the streets or some shit? All my homeboys see you right now.
Oh, shit.
That was stupid, huh?
I'm definitely pretty nervous right now.
Yeah, that was stupid. What's your name?
I'm Derek from Better Media.
Hey, Derek, Better Media. Stupid ass motherfucker. The fuck? You deserve your ass whipped.
He works for my company. I'll handle that later. I'll fire him later. I'm sorry about that, Nate. Derek, shut up. Derek, shut up.
All right, sorry.
He really works for Jake?
Matt Kingle again for the Full Start.
Does he really work for Jake?
You're 38 years old, is that correct?
That guy's about to get jumped.
38. What can you share with us, if anything, about your recent legal situation
I
in
just
New
fucking
Orleans?
sucked that welterweight champion right in his grill like 2 fights ago. And he's the champion.
What?
Remember?
Mm-hmm.
That networks?
Yeah.
Hey, I'll shout out to you, Leon Networks.
Yeah. The king.
He wasn't talking about that, though.
Strong.
I was confused for a second, too. He was talking about Logan Paul wannabe.
It was Logan Paul when they were all on the street there.
You gonna act like that wasn't Logan? Come on, bro.
Just definitely like in a flash. You
Why
thought
did he
it was
run in
Logan.
my grill?
Over here.
I'm sorry?
You thought it was Logan?
It is Logan. What are you talking about? Are you guys saw what happened to Logan?
I thought
Or
it was
Logan, is he here?
I thought it was
Shout
Logan.
out to Logan. He'll be all right.
Chris is
No, it's not Logan.
Hey, you don't want to just hit people out there. That's fucking dangerous. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, Nate is fucking
You want a little nap.
I think you need him.
That's nice too. Slowed it down a little bit.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Nate
Much
Diaz,
love.
round 10.
Round 10. That's
Well,
interesting.
It's an 8-round fight.
Are you campaigning?
I think this is what's going on in Nate's brain.
Yo. What the fuck is going on?
You did mention round 10, Nate. Are you
He said
campaigning?
round 15 or something.
Could this be a 10-round fight?
I said let's do 15.
Oh, 15? That's like an old school championship boxing. 15. I don't even know if those exist anymore.
I'm going for
They
12.
definitely don't.
I've been fighting championship rounds for my last forever, so I don't know why this seems pretty championship material. So I don't know why we're not going 12.
You like that?
Like I said, yeah, let's do 15. Why not, why 12 if we could do 15?
Whether that's illegal.
Yeah. I don't know. That's why.
Well, we can make some exceptions here in Dallas.
Okay, so you want 15, and you're down with that if that's legal, but you'd be happy with 12.
Yeah. Let's just make sure the rounds are the right type of rounds.
Okay. Oh, 10 rounds.
Championship rounds.
Would you settle for 10?
Whatever he wants, man. I'm ready. It's not
Are they gonna change it?
Okay.
Interesting.
Like we got
What if I
something done
lose
there.
in the ninth? That'd be fucked up. Huh?
Yeah.
Lose in the ninth. I mean, you asked for the more rounds.
Any other questions?
100 rounds.
Oh, there he is. The
He's on him out.
Yeah, look, I mean, I think he's going to be sharp for a couple of rounds, but there's just nothing he could do to stop me. I'm faster, I'm stronger, I'm the better boxer. And so he's going to be coming forward, doesn't have head movement, trying to pressure me. He's going to get diced up, and I see it ending in 4 rounds or less.
Early. That's big. Jake's
I just think
best chance is
I
early.
think he's a better boxer and stronger and better get it done in 4 rounds or less.
That's facts too.
This is at 185, Nate, and you haven't fought.
Because
at
Nate's gonna come on
185. How do
stronger.
you feel about that?
185.
That's cool too.
All right.
Nate gonna have to cut nuts.
Sparring everybody in my whole life.
What was his prediction? I just can't understand. I don't speak Stockton.
Bring the monkey out, dog. Bring your fucking stuffed animal out.
He said to bring the monkey out.
I don't speak Stockton. Okay. Excited to put on a massive event and the pre-signups. Is this man leaving?
He said he's just going to the restroom and he'll be right back.
Nice.
Yo, Nate is so unpredictable. Look at Jake. Jake is like, what the fuck?
But yeah, the pre-sales obviously show that there's a huge interest.
Oh man.
The pre-signups, excuse me.
Bro, this is comedy.
There's a huge interest in this event.
Jake's like, yo, what is going on? Look at
We're gonna do
Jake.
face-off, I think, so we can go for
It's yeah, I got it.
Okay.
We'll do the face-off right now.
I guess we'll take a couple more questions until Nathan returns.
Nate's gonna slap him. All right, that was a little more cordial than I thought it was gonna be. I thought Nate was gonna slap the shit out of him. So that's it for the press conference, man. It was a little fun. There were some funny moments, some good moments. It's a little more relaxed and calm. I thought there was gonna be a lot more back and forth and crap talk, I was expecting a little bit more, almost like the press conferences with Conor McGregor and Nate Diaz, but it was fairly respectful. There was some back and forth here and there. It was some really good, funny moments and some unexpected moments. So I thoroughly enjoyed it for the most part. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know what your predictions. Let me know who you got for this fight. Who you think is gonna win. And I'll catch you in the next one.